Today on my channel, Planner Friends, let's dive into these planners, get them ready for the week. I'm filming this a little bit ahead of time, but it'll drop on the week that I'm planning. I'm okay with that. The idea is to offer you some inspo, some ideas. So let's have some creative fun, friends. Please stay tuned. Hello, planner friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm one crafty Dolo. My name is Dolores, and I'm so happy you're joining me here today. On my channel, we do planning, journaling, faith studies. It's just a hodgepodge of planner girl nerdiness. So my name's Dolores. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, you're welcome to join my growing community. If you're returning, thank you so much for the gift of your time. I appreciate you. I hope you know that. I dug around and found my blessed mug. I am a tea drinker, teetotaler. I drink tea constantly. It's what I do. Okay, so I had originally planned to do like a Black Friday video, but the truth of the matter is so many shops are having pre-Black Friday specials that I don't know. I might do a short on it or something. We'll see. But in the interim, I thought I could go to some old-fashioned, old-school fun planning. So let me explain all these entities. This is a goal planner. I used it for this channel. I use it for my writing. These two are in tandem. Okay, this is like the house planner, basically appointments or, cleaning, grocery shopping, meal planning, all of those kind of household tasks. And this just, funnels it down into the essentials. This I carry with me. So anyway, this is a Filofax Finsbury. This is a Happy Planner Mini. And of course, your classic Happy Planner. So I think what we're going to do to start with is I'm actually going to get into the classic. Now, I had already decorated it. So I've been really trying to get ahead in my planning, if that makes sense to you. I love this planner. This is so much fun, so creative. I didn't know I was creative till I had this planner in some ways. Although, no, I shouldn't say that. My faith studies showed me I was creative in this planner. Honestly, it took me until like May to really, I hadn't used a vertical in so long. And this is a checklist layout. I bought it because I thought the planner itself was pretty. So I'm filming this ahead, but this is the week it'll drop. And I really need to get in here. So what I do is I have colored pens. These are Pentel gels. They're medium. And I want to sit down a few minutes here with you and think about how this next week is going to look and what's going on. And what I do is I check the week before. What haven't I done? What did I miss out on? And I'm already starting to get into my November and December projects. Sewing, working on that. Writing is going really well, I have to say. Creating for YouTube's well. Shorts, I could get ahead on those better. I'm still kind of like, oh, I've got to drop a short in like 2 hours. I better put something together, but that's okay. Media, social media graphics. I've come to the conclusion that I'm never great on social media graphics. Okay, that's just the way my life works. I do okay. I'm not complaining. But yeah, anyway, I start at the end often and work my way through. So I have church on Sundays, even though this has nothing to do with life. I like putting it in here because it just, plan videos. Okay, Saturdays are always chill, right? But it's usually relax and crafty fun. And I just did my junk journaling. I'm thinking about getting back into that sooner rather than later. That seems to be a favorite of mine, oddly enough. And so, So now let me think here a minute. Okay, sometimes it takes me a hot minute or two. So here I need to film YouTube video and shorts. Here I need to write. See how I kind of divide it up and, edit and publish. I am now trying to write a lot more. I write on Medium. It's going well. It's going well. I feel like I don't know, I just needed to kick myself to do it. I have plenty written, and yet I was behind, if that makes sense. Some of this sometimes too can be contingent. I use natural light. You can see sorry about the sunlight there. I do use natural light in here, and it's just sometimes hard. Okay. The other thing I want to do here is pics. You know what I haven't done in a while either, and I need to get back to, is Pinterest. And I might just put that. I have not been using Pinterest enough. I love Pinterest. It's one of my favorite spots, but I haven't been, and that's unfortunate, right? So now we're going to go back here. I'm going to do, Mondays are usually catch up. Incidentally, if you can, like pretty much every Monday, I let myself catch up. I do some other things, but I'm also going to go talk about go sewing and filming. It's hard. It helps if I can spell myself, right? That does help. Anyway, sorry. I just, get my brain sometimes gets ahead of my fingers. Film. Okay, right for Medium. And I'm going to put shorts here. And then I'm going to post on publish. I would normally say publish, post on Medium. So I am really trying to ramp up my writing a bit, and it's been really good for my soul. And then I'm just going to do YouTube work. Okay, community, projects, and planning. All right, it looks simple, but there's more to it than you think. And again, I go back to the week and say, okay, what have I done? What haven't I done? Okay, so I have an Advent project I want to get done in for my faith planner, 2026 planner. So I'm going to start doing those videos, Medium, writing and publishing, and my sewing for my heart. So this is done. Of course, I want to get ahead for the following week, but not today. All righty, so let's take these babies out here. I love my mini. I'm in my mini happy planner era, something I just never anticipated. This month I'm using my Simply Gilded subscription box, as you can see. I like white space in my planning. I know not everybody does, but it just works for me. I can't explain it. I love it. So let me pull out some of this washi with this collection. What have I used so far? I used the leaves. The leaves are pretty. Whoops. Did I use the cafe one? No, I did. I used the cafe and the croissant ones. What do I want to? There's so much washi you get with her collections. It's like, I don't know. It's just almost, whoops. Way to go, Dolo. Alrighty, how about like this one? And see, what she'll do is she'll give you two of the same, even if she feels they didn't turn out quite as well as she wanted. She gives you the one that maybe didn't work out as well as in addition to another one. It's just, she does that. She's great. So, okay, you know what? Tell you what. Why don't I actually take these out, because I didn't do that for the longest time, and I have recently been doing so. Oh dear. I need to think about too is, getting ahead for the new planner year and so forth. I did get a mini. I have another mini, and I'll be using a different Filofax Finsbury. I also am adding in, and I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this, but I'm thinking about adding, I have a Day Designer mini, and that looks like fun. I think I know what I'm doing with it, but do you do that? You're just like, oh, I like this planner. Let me collect planners. Anyway, so one of the things I'm actually doing for a change this year, I'm really happy about this, is that I am working on the holidays ahead of time. I'm not going to be last minute Lucy. I'm going to just do it and try to get it done early. We're going to have some quiet holidays, but I don't mind that too much. But there's things that we want to do. For example, the tree lighting is coming to our little city, and that'll be fun. I can't wait for that. There's just so much to do and so much fun to be had. And I just want to soak it up this year, if that makes sense to you. I don't know. I feel like I won't... Ugh, I made a mistake there. Ugh. I won't mind when 2025 is gone. You know, it wasn't a terrible year. There was a lot of good that came from it, but it's had its really tough moments. Okay, let me try this again. Voila. Alrighty. But anyway, yeah, so there's a few things I want to do. The tree lighting, I want to definitely get to that. I want just to have some fun. Just want to have fun, friends. Do I need this? Yeah, maybe in the middle. What do you think? Yeah, I think we can add some. Why not? I feel like I should be doing 2 weeks ahead, but we're doing what we can do. So I don't know what your holiday traditions are. We watch silly movies. That's one of them. Of course, church. I love church. Oh, I'm just having a tough time ripping things up, aren't I? Oh, dear. Why is that, friends? We don't know. But yeah, I've got baking to do, certainly. I bake all the time. I bake just to have fun. I don't know. Well, partially, truthfully, what got me back into baking is we moved to the country for a few years, and I didn't have a bakery. And so there was that. But as well, the cost of everything was kind of getting on my last good nerve. I'm not joking. I was like, ugh. I would go to wherever and I would be so annoyed because I was like, oh my gosh, everything is so bloody expensive. And so, yeah, I just started to bake more. And then I realized, hey, this is fun. Hey, I like this. So I've just continued it. There's certainly bakeries where we live now, but I'm in the groove. Now, that doesn't preclude me from going out for some good baked goods here and there anyway. I found a really good cupcake place, in fact. So that's definitely, how could I resist, right? Come on. I grew up in my grandparents' bakery. My grandfather was a veteran, and after the war, he took his GI Bill and combined it with his brother, and they opened their first bakery. And my grandfather, excuse me, did not graduate high school. He and my Nana were first-generation Americans. And when you're a first-generation American, that's a lot of pressure. It's pressure to succeed. It's pressure because you're caught between cultures. And he had to go to work. He couldn't just go to school. And so he worked in bakeries all the time. And that's how he kind of got his start. And then after the war, he decided with his brother that they would open their own business. And they did. And they were successful. And my mom and my uncle and my Nana lived upstairs from the bakery. And my mom was in charge of feeding my uncle before school every day. So the family joke was that sometimes she made him hamburgers for breakfast because she was in charge. Anyway, so eventually my grandfather and his brother sold that business, and then my grandfather had his own bakery. My great uncle, I don't know, what would you call him? His brother had his own bakery elsewhere, and then eventually the brother stopped baking, and I think he became a barber and did different things. So, but my grandfather stuck with it. He was like a baker for life. However, I would not be able to use those recipes because they're calibrated for very large batches. And so the family recipes were not handed down, unfortunately. And yeah, this is what happens in life, right, friends? You know, things change, things are different. And so at least I have the memories, but wherever I am in the world, I make sure I stop and I hit up a bakery or three, because that's just something I grew up with, and it just is home to me in a very meaningful way. I feel like those are the moments where I am definitely home. And it brings back memories of my grandparents. I mean, you know, imagine it from a kid perspective. You grow up and you can just go into the bakery and grab stuff. I mean, it was better than it sounds. Okay, it sounds great. It was better than that, trust me. And my grandparents were such incredibly loving grandparents that it made it even more meaningful, if that makes sense. Alrighty, I get a little sad sometimes about these things, but I guess that's just the order of life, you know? Things go as they go, if you will. And I think we'll put you down here. Again, I do like a lot of white space in my planning. I don't want it covered with stickers, and yet I don't want it barren and boring and whatever. Anyway, friends, that's just some reminiscing there a little bit. Those type of things do make my heart very happy to think back on them. And it's something my cousin and I talk about all the time. We all worked in the bakery growing up in different ways when I was a teenager. And yeah, so just baked goods. This is something that I find very necessary. So I'm baking for the holidays. And yes, truthfully, I am bringing my grandparents with me when I do that. It's very much me paying homage to them, sending my love to their memory, and just being so thankful. All right, let me pause a second here. I think I'm going to add a few more. I have these, which I might use in the other planner. It's always a debate, right? Like, what am I doing? What am I not doing? These are so cute, though, aren't they? There's just so much cuteness. I might steal a few of these croissants. How about that? I think I can add a few croissants in and what have you. There's also the coffee pot, which I have over here. There's the larger one. Well, that's the same as that. I don't want to do that. Let's grab another cute little croissant. Put it over here. And I wouldn't mind one or two of these stickers here. You know what, though? Honestly, I feel like I should put this one maybe down here. Yeah, let's do that. And I feel like we need something here. Should I put a larger one there? No, I've got a larger one there. So much goodness, so little time is like how I feel about these kits, to be honest with you. They're just so pretty. And I don't know. I had just recently resubscribed to Simply Gilded because I just love what she does. I just love her. I just think the kits have gotten even better over the years. And so, yeah, I think we're going to put this one up here. Why not? All right, that is definitely cute. I'm going to load it back into the planner. You know what I didn't do? I have this pet tape here, and I think I could add a few little bits and bobs from the pet tape. I hadn't even thought of that, but as I'm sitting here now, again, I don't drink coffee. I drink tea, but these are so cute. Why wouldn't I add them in? They're adorable, and they're fun, and they're pretty, and so much goodness here. Do I want to add maybe, oh, here we go. This cup. Incidentally, I recently I used the hot apple cider packs. So I used one of those, and then what I decided to do with it is I decided to take it and make the stupid powder cider. You can use regular cider too, of course. But I added some whipped cream and some cinnamon to the top, and it does melt, but it's so good. And so that's become, that looks cuter, doesn't it? That's become a real treat for me as of late. Yeah, it's been one of those things that I'm like, oh, like I discovered sliced bread. All right, I'm going to stop a moment here. So here we go, and this is basically what it is. I give myself, like I said, catch up time and extra time on Mondays. I'm going to take some time to be. I think on the one hand, it's ridiculous that I have to write this in here to remind myself to just be for a little bit, to give myself some extra time. And yet here we are. And I think that's just what life does to us. Okay. Working, I'm a freelancer, so I'm working Monday, cleaning day, stove and vacuuming, working Tuesday, working Wednesday, phone calls and emails, exercise and steps, call my dad. We call my dad OG. It stands for old guy and he loves it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put work here. Forgot that. Ugh. Work AM. I have a project I'm working on. Grocery store, lunch out, library. I love my library. I just love my library. Making soup. Okay, that's something I haven't done in a while. Weekend prep. Oh, you know what else I have to do? Baking day. I forgot baking day. I'll probably put in baking day here, which is not only in the moment, but I'm starting to bake ahead for the holidays. Again, we're going to chill on Saturday and have pizza out. And we have gift wrapping and gift shopping on Sunday after church when I go, and also movie night. And I've started, you know, the classics, the Christmas Vacation, the Home Alone 2, the ridiculousness of those movies that I absolutely love. So down here, I do the same thing in my pocket. Make today count. I know they're just kind of little trite sayings, create and have fun, but you know what? Little bits, just something of everyday joy. Alrighty, very good. So now we take this and we kind of extrapolate from here and add that all in. You know, I just take the most important things and add them in here, and I love it. Let me go grab my Mojo Jojo boxes. So I'm using her brown boxes and more, which I picked up at 50% off. 50. Thrilled. She does a monthly bargain thing, and I'm all about it. So I think we're going to use the lighter boxes. I used the darkers last week. I don't use the light ones as much. So I think we're going to turn to these and put a few of these in here. I always put them in first. All right, let me make some room here. I don't have a huge desk, but it works for me, you know. Anyway, so yeah. Oh, I have a cat in here. I share my office with my cats, and somebody's crunching some food. So if you hear crunchies, that's just Zoe girl chowing down because she's the Zoe. Or as I like to call her, Zoe Zoe. She's a good kitty. She's ridiculous. We only have ridiculous pets. We've come to this conclusion. We have ridiculous, and I mean it. They're just so silly, but they're adorable. Even our turtles are ridiculous. So anyway. All right, we'll just put some boxes. And then I'm making a conscious effort to use dots. And I often have ended up with these dots at the end, like, oh, I didn't use these. No, this time I am using them. Now, I have all these checklists to deal with, but I haven't dealt with those. But yeah, at least I'm making progress on the dots, right? Incidentally, I had one idea for my, whoops, I grabbed two there by accident. I had one idea for my December planner, and then I got the new Simply Gilded box. And I'll be honest with you. It totally changed how I'm going to decorate it for December. I just looked at that and I was like, wow, okay, I need to change this up. And so I did. I'm going to anyway. I haven't yet. So stay tuned for that video as well. Now, I do want to add, I have these. These are kind of large. The other thing I have, these are also large, but there might be some smaller. Like we can use this small one here, right? Down here on the bottom. There's also these gold stars in here that are pretty. This was their maple blush kit. Keep an eye. For a long time, I did not subscribe to Simply Gilded, and now I do again. And I want to just share something. When I wasn't subscribing, I was still buying her products. But what I did is I would, yeah, I don't like that there. It's too big. I would go ahead and go through regularly the Simply Gilded sale page. And I would like, oh no, I have to leave it. It's pulling up the paper. Oh well. I would go through the sale page and I would just like pick things out that I absolutely loved. And so just a word of, you know, I got some really great kits. I limited myself to the sale pages. And so I bought kits I might not have normally purchased. There was one with whales. There was one with Whispering Pines, it was called. I really love that kit a lot. So play with that a little bit. Maybe go to her sales. She regularly updates them. And they're so much fun. And yeah, I don't want to add anything from this pet tape. There's tiny, there's croissants. You know what, before I do that, let me put this over here. There's this one. Okay, see, we have this one here, which I really like. Super cute, super cute. And all of these. We have Jasper and Juniper 2.0, I guess you could say. It's just so pretty though, gosh. So we'll add some of these bits and bobs in. How does that sound? Sounds good to me, right? Let's see here. See, these are pretty large over here. They may actually be too large for this, I guess. I don't know. Sorry for the vocal fries. Too large? Sorry. All right, let's do a little coffee thing here. Here. And what else have we got? We do have some more croissants. Love my croissants. I haven't baked croissants yet. Eventually, I hope I do. I think that would be kind of fun. But, you know, everything in good time, I suppose. Slowly but surely, I'm making a lot of things and, you know, just having fun with it all. It's such a pretty kit. I love her designs. I just love them. I think that's cute. I feel like it's a little barren. Oh, I didn't use any washi. Maybe that's why. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. We've got the leaves. I've got the croissants. I don't know. Do I want to? You know what? I might just put in that washi there. I didn't use any, so let's see what we can add in here without it being too, yeah, like a little bit here maybe, down here. Yeah, that works. My little knife here, X-Acto knife, is my BFF. I'm telling you, I don't write things straight enough and cut straight enough. Hello, Zoe girl. Yes, Zoe's making her entrance, her debut, if you will, although she's appeared here before. I love cats, but they're always going to tell you how you're failing them. Have you noticed that? They're always telling you you're not meeting their cat expectations, whatever that might be. Well, Zoe's good at that. I guess she went on her merry way. I have had her make appearances on my videos, like, wow. Very subtle cat, very subtle. I think I'm just going to put some down here and be done. I don't know if that interferes with that. You know what we could do? I know what we could do. We could take this up, pick up this dot, and put it over here. Oops. It's looking a little shabby, but that's okay. And then we can put this down here. Perfect. Alrighty, that works, friends. So now what I do is I take whatever is in the other planner and just distill it down, because that's, yeah, it just, I'm telling you, this is a game changer doing this. My anxiety is better. My, you know, I don't feel so stressed. It's just, yeah, it's a game changer. Okay. And so here we have it. It's very much a modified version of what was in here. And this goes with me everywhere. It's just a reminder. I just enjoy taking it with, and I do the same thing as I do in the other planner. I just write something up here just to kind of motivate me. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? Honestly, it makes sense to me. I just feel like my life, I don't know. Sometimes I just need to be reminded to stop and, you know, just be. Did I write that recently? Find joy daily. Carpe diem. So grateful. Be still. And I take time out just to journal or whatever it is I need to do. So basically, this is how we do this. We have one, oh gosh, Thanksgiving is the following. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so I got to get on that too. Oh, the other thing I'm doing in here, hold on, before we leave, let me show you something. And I have been doing a good job with this, is I've been writing in here my holiday planning. Okay, so I'm going to grab a marker here and just get busy. And we have November, week 3. Okay, so as you saw, we're going to go gift shopping. Wrapping. More baking. Bake, and then I freeze what I need to freeze. I have to remember I need a soup base. I'm going to try to make my own for my soups. I saved vegetable scraps and all of that, so I'm hopeful I can do that. I don't believe I wanted to sew. I had this dream that I could sew holiday gifts, and I'm just not there yet. I wish I were, but I'm not. So this is what we've got right now, friends. And I think between the 3 of these, I'm all set. And by the time this uploads, it'll be this week. But just know that I am trying to plan ahead and get ahead and do the things without pulling my hair out. Let me see this real quick. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, these are all 3 very different planners, but these really and truly work. So that's it, friends. All right. Thanks so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. Oh, really quick before I go, here's a sneak peek. I can't help myself. I am so doggone excited about this. I have to share it with you. Okay. So this is my Finsbury in slate gray. I bought this like 3 years ago or so, maybe 4, as a Black Friday thing. And it's cute, right? Then I got this, and I was just, oh, this is the Velveteen kit from Simply Gilded. And as much as I like these critters and all of it, this is just, I have to use it. I mean, really, I think I'll put this or this. I'll put some cardstock behind it and put it in here. But yeah, I'm going to change this out. I'm going to make this the dashboard, don't you think? The other thing I want to show you is I'm using in my junk journal these boxes, so I may even cut this out and put that there. I'm not sure, but I will be utilizing the box with this kit. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I had to. I got it. It arrived in the mail, and I thought, yeah, I have to do this. I mean, really, right? There is no choice sometimes with these things, and that's how I feel about this. So I am going to redo this maybe even this week. I want to get it set up. I have new inserts because my other inserts are about done. So I picked up, okay, so I've got, let's see here, these verticals from Creative Tidbits. I also have these week on one sides left from Peanuts Planner Co. But I think for December, I want to try these. So yeah, stay tuned for that setup. I think it'll be, well, I know it'll be a lot of fun. You got to admit, like, how could I resist this, right? It's just, and the color scheme, I think, you know, it just fits with that. Alrighty, friends, that's it. I hope you have a splendid day. As always, I hope I inspire you. Trust me, friends, you are far more creative than you realize. I never thought I was creative. And yet, here we are. Have a blessed day now. Bye, planner friends.